Boys and girls, my name is Mrs. Fuller. Have you ever looked up at the sky and wondered what those things are up in the sky, especially in the night sky or maybe the day sky? Well, we're going to talk about things that are very far away from the earth. So let me share my screen with you. And we're going to talk about the moon, the stars, and the sun. What do we see in the sky? So look at these pictures. You see the stars on the left-hand side and the moon on the right-hand side. Have you ever gone at nighttime and looked at the sky and seen the stars or seen the moon? That's very important. An important part of being a scientist is observation. Now let's talk about the moon first. Our moon is a natural satellite of the Earth. Our moon is named Luna. The moon has no light of its own, but it reflects the light of the sun. The moon rotates and revolves around the Earth at the same time. So because of that, we only see one side of the moon. It's the side that the picture shows you right there. If you'll look at the dark places, those dark places are big fields of volcanic basalt. And some people, when they look at that, they see a rabbit. So let me show you the rabbit. Here's the rabbit's head and the rabbit's long ears. Here are the rabbit's front legs. Here's the rabbit's body. Here are the rabbit's hind legs. And following behind, the rabbit's puffy tail. So it looks like the rabbit is jumping over the moon. Quite a few different cultures around the world see a rabbit when they look on the moon. Other cultures see buffalo or a woman or a man. Maybe someone has said to you, look, it's the man in the moon. So some people see a man's face when they look at the moon. And the moon changes its phases, so every night for a month, you can look at the moon and see something different every time. The one we're looking at right now is called the full moon. Here are some stars. These particular stars form a constellation. Before people had TV and cell phones and video games and electricity, they used to go out at night and look at the sky, and they would see pictures in the sky, very similar to them looking at the moon and seeing a picture of a rabbit on the moon. So this is a very famous constellation. In Japanese, it's called Subaru. In English, we call it the Pleiades or the Seven Sisters. And it's very, very far away. We could never go there, but it's also very pretty. So we've got millions and millions, trillions of stars in the sky for us to look at, and they're very, very far away, except for one star. That one star is our sun. The sun is the center of our solar system, and it's what gives us light and heat. I have a short little video for you to watch. I always think when I look at this picture, this is the surface of the sun. What I think of is caramel corn. It looks like caramel corn to me. I'm going to play for about 1 minute of this video for you, so listen carefully.
Stay put for world-ending coronal mass ejections, real video of the sun's surface with sound, and incredible images of our sun as you've never seen it before. At the center of our solar system is the one thing that has made life on our world possible, the sun. A blazing ball of plasma radiating heat and light with structures as large as the state of Texas, propelled by convection currents around its surface, and a mass so large it keeps every object in our solar system spinning around. In today's video, we're going to explore the mysteries of the biggest object in our nearby space and show you the sun as you've never seen it before. We all know that the sun is the most important part of our solar system. Not only do all of the planets orbit it, without the sun, we would not have the light or warmth to sustain life on planet Earth. But while the sun is a good thing for us on Earth, getting much closer would be a pretty bad idea. That's
Okay, why do you think it'd be a bad idea to get close to the sun? I think the reason is because it's too hot. So the Earth is just perfect. The planets that are closer to the sun are too hot, and Mars, which is the next planet away from us, is too cold. But Earth is just right, just like Goldilocks. All right.
stay put for
Oops. Okay, now the sun has layers, just like the earth has layers. In the middle is the core. In the core, nuclear fusion takes place. Most of the sun is composed of hydrogen, about 70% hydrogen and about 28% helium. And the hydrogen in the center of the sun, in the core, is being fused together to form helium. And then we have the radiative zone, and then the convection zone, then the photosphere, that's what gives us the light, and the chromosphere. Chromo means color, and then beyond that is the corona. We only see it when there's a total eclipse of the sun. So there's the sun, and what do we get from the sun? We get light and heat. So I'm going to leave my screen, stop sharing, and I'm going to show you a little demonstration that you can do uh, at your home or there at school. Um, I'm going to show you a poster. This poster behind me talks about how the moon was formed. Remember, the slide told us it's a natural satellite. Well, 4.5 billion years ago, it was a really long time ago, there was another planet called Theia. And this is a theory, it's not been proved, but they think it's pretty right. The planet Theia, which is about half the size of the Earth, knocked into the Earth and knocked Theia into a lot of pieces and knocked a big chunk off of the Earth. And this debris was around the Earth, and everything was still kind of hot back then. And so I'm going to show you what happened. Do you see these little pieces? Kind of looks like scrambled eggs, doesn't it? Well, these are like the pieces that of debris from Theia and the Earth, and they started knocking into each other. And guess what happened after all those years of knocking into each other? They started to clump together. And that clump formed the moon. And when the Apollo 11 astronauts went to the moon, they took samples of the moon soil and moon rocks, and they came back and examined them. And guess what? It was very similar to Earth material. So if you have a little piece of Play-Doh, your teacher can help you break it into little pieces, and you can do that motion on a plate and causing it to stick it together. The big science word for that is called accretion. So that's your big science word for the day, accretion. And that's how the moon formed.